Let me give you a sobering fact. We do not know the historical or geographical context of a single parable of Jesus. I want you to consider the parable of the great banquet for a moment. Jesus loved to talk about the great banquet, right? Matthew turns that great banquet into a wedding banquet. Luke turns it into the banquet at a rich man's home. Folks, that's very different. Is it a wedding feast or is it a rich man's party? The apocryphal sayings gospel of Thomas, not in our canon, not in our New Testament, has this story also. He gives it no context. It's just, and Jesus said, because it's a collection of sayings, and then the story follows. Folks, when you find 3 different writers using the same Jesus story, each in a different context, you can safely bet that by the time that they are writing this story down, we are far removed from the Galilean villages in 29 CE. However, here is another critically important fact. All of the parables have the socio-cultural world of first century Israel as their context. They were all written by people from the Mediterranean world of 2,000 years ago. Not by, for, or about Americans. So the best that we 21st century Western Bible readers can do when we are trying to understand their literal sense is, 1, recognize that these stories are not and cannot be American. 2, recognize that they are Middle Eastern. And 3, to the extent that we can at least recreate the general context of that life back then in that first century world, know this, that to that degree and to that extent, we can have at least some confidence that we are hearing these stories the way that the original hearers might have understood them. We are Catholic and other Christians here, and we believe in the inspiration of the Bible. Amen. Well, to believe in that, you have to take the in inspiration seriously. We are Christians, and we believe in the incarnation, that God became human. Amen? Yeah. All right. Well, then we have to take the in of incarnation very seriously. Into what? American lives? 21st century scientific people, or 1st century Middle East? This is what we're going to be attempting to do with 4 difficult parables this weekend. And we're going to be taking the in of inspiration and the in of incarnation very seriously. And I'm glad you're coming along for the ride. It's going to be fun.